In this video, we're going to talk about parallel and perpendicular lines. So first I'll define them, and then we're going to go through a couple of examples. So parallel lines are two lines that run next to each other, but they never ever touch, and they have the exact same slope. Perpendicular lines, on the other hand, they do cross, but they always cross at a right angle, which means 90 degrees. And if you were to multiply their slopes together, you'd end up with -1. So a quick example, if we had -1/2, the perpendicular slope to that would be 2/1, because those simplify to -1. So for this example, we're going to find the slope-intercept equation of the line through point -2, 3, and parallel to y is equal to 3x minus 5. So first, remember that parallel means to have the exact same slope. So the slope of the line we want has to be 3. If this problem was asking for the perpendicular slope, and this symbol means perpendicular, the slope that we would want would be -1/3. And the way I found that was I saw that this was over 1, and I found the negative reciprocal, which is a fancy word for saying flip these sides and make it negative. But since this one is asking only for the parallel line, we don't have to worry about that. So for this one, we have a slope, and we also have the point -2, 3. So we have a point and a slope, so I'm going to plug it into the point slope formula. Y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. And when we substitute into this, we get y minus y1, which is 3, is equal to our slope, which is 3, times x minus x1, which is -2. Cleaning up our signs, we get x plus 2. I'm going to bring this up here and distribute that 3. So we get 3x plus 6. Add the 3 to both sides. And our answer is y is equal to 3x plus 9. And there we go. So for this one, we're going to compare these three equations, and I'll label them A, B, and C. And we want to see if they're parallel to each other, perpendicular to each other, or neither. So our first step is going to get these in slope-intercept form. And the reason why we want to do that is because when they're in the form, we can just look and we'll see the slope right away. So I'll speed through that real quick. Okay, so for A, we got a slope of 1/4. For B, we got a slope of -4. And C, we got a slope of 1/4. So if you recall from earlier, we know that if you multiply them together and they result in -1, that means they're perpendicular. And if they're equal to each other, that means that they're parallel. So from that, we can see that A and C are the same slope, so those are definitely parallel. And B, if you do -4 times 1/4, that results in -1, so B is perpendicular to C and A. And that's your answer.